Hello and welcome to a rather socially isolated edition of the Full Force News Burst, brought to you by GeneralsJoes Reborn.com, with me as your host, Chris Wash Your Hands McLeod, aka Diagnostic 80. I'm solo again today to report on Andrew Koji's recent interview with the Hersey Shiga Diaries podcast. So without further ado, let's get stuck into this news burst. And in the midst of the pandemic, we have some news out of the Snake Eyes movie, albeit from his nemesis sword brother friend enemy, Storm Shadow. Andrew Koji spoke to Hersey Shiga on their Diaries podcast and got into some minor details regarding the final battle and the authenticity of his role. According to the actor, the climax of the movie will take place at Warp Station Edo in Ibaraka, a popular location for filming that has been used in many movies and television shows over the years. He also discussed his role and briefly touched on his dislike for the way Storm Shadow was portrayed in the previous movies, but still had a lot of respect for Byung-hun Lee, saying, "We kind of fought for the authenticity and the Japanese side of it. Hollywood's got a tendency to just paint any Asian culture with broad strokes, like Chinese Kung Fu is the same as the Japanese thing. In this one, there was a lot of talks and hopefully helped out to kind of make it as authentic than you've seen so far in terms of the Japanese representation of the culture, in terms of its people, and in terms of performance as well. This person, Storm Shadow, is a human being. I want to be able to see a fully formed character. What I try to fight for as much as I can in this film is for any young Asian boy growing up who wants to become an actor to see themselves on the screen when they watch, and they can go, I want to do something like that, and we can be real people on screen. Even though it's a ninja, at least there's a human behind that warrior character." Andrew also mentioned that COVID-19 did not affect the production of the movie since they wrapped up prior to the escalation of the situation, but that reshoots may happen in a month or two, and was unsure on whether they would take place in Vancouver or Japan. Hopefully those can be carried out as soon as we are out of the woods with this pandemic and we can get moving on this highly anticipated movie. Well, I'm highly anticipating it. In any case, I hope you're all keeping safe and isolated currently. I will attempt to entertain with content as much as possible where we are all cooped up, and hopefully stave off as much boredom, or create more, as possible. Wash your hands. That's it for this instalment of the Full Force News Burst. Thank you to my awesome co-host, me. See you next time, and as always, Full Force. Make sure you get involved with the discussion by liking, sharing and commenting on these videos, and as always you can keep up with the show after listening by following on Twitter @The Full Force, liking the Facebook page facebook.com/The Full Force, and if you would like to contact the show you can message us on either of those platforms with feedback or questions. We have also started a Patreon page, so if you want to see your name up in lights on these videos or enjoy exclusive bonus content, then check out patreon.com/The Full Force Podcast, or click the link on any of the posts this podcast appears in. Full Force.